So we are here with Mayor Pro Tem Greg Anderson, who's also a city council member, and city council member Don Chaney. We're talking about what's going on in the Camas right now during the COVID-19 outbreak. So Mr. Anderson, what is going on in regards to what the city decided to do on Monday night at council?
Okay. We're staying on top of the situation, and we're keeping track of all of the changes that keep getting handed down to us to react with. First and foremost, we are closing City Hall effective tomorrow morning, Thursday the 19th, to all public contacts unless there's an appointment made on a one-on-one basis and a need. We're working through phone service, working through online, emails, so it's not we're closing business, we're just changing how we contact our customers.
So staff will continue to report to work, or is there a work from home option available to them?
There is a work from home option if the department manager says the workload merits that. If there's quite a bit of face-to-face contact, that may change over time in reaction to, but there is a certain amount of people that are going to remain in City Hall working here. It may just rotate over time to balance the workloads.
What else happened from Monday night's meeting?
The decision was also made for the fire marshal's office to go to that similar, where they're working in their offices and making field visits, but they're also able to handle walk-in by appointments, as is the planning department for building permits and that type of activity. All of those are basically by appointment basis. The other aspects was furthering the developments of how the library is going to continue to serve the community, i.e. remotely, and as much service and support as they can without public contact.
So if somebody wants to order a book, they can do that online, or can you please elaborate on that?
My understanding is the online services are still out there. They're able to reserve and place a book on hold, and if you look behind you on the table there, they make an appointment once the book is made available on their hold. They're notified, and then they set up a time that they're going to come by and pick up their hold. Turning books in on a deadline has been extended to May 18th. There's no fines or penalties. Just hold your book at home. Don't come back and try to drop it off. There's no advantage to that. In fact, the drop box is closed. Okay, so the other element that we worked on was the council members were very engaged on Monday evening in offering advice and questions, and helped us steer to a good decision for the community and for the city both. One aspect that I wanted Don to address is how the police are slightly modifying how they respond to calls for service. Don?
Sure. I don't want to take liberty with what Chief Lackey intends, but from what we read, we understand that Chief Lackey is making every effort to minimize the potential impact to his staff of catching the virus by limiting the personal contacts that they have. It's only logical, and it embraces the philosophy that both Clark County Sheriff's Office and Vancouver Police Department have embraced and published. Essentially, it means that officers will try to do as much phone contact as they can, taking complaints, following complaints up, and those issues that aren't quite as critically driven will have a subordinate position to those that are more important and pose a threat. So the officers are being encouraged to embrace that philosophy and avoid personal contact as much as possible.
So Mayor McDonald is back in town, correct?
That is correct. He arrived sometime late last night, and in that context, he has decided that he's going to sign a declaration of public health emergency today, and that will be published according to all of the various rules and regulations and laws. And that enables the city to bypass some of the red tape that we have to go through, and at the same time it gets us all on the same page with the other jurisdictions in the county and in the state.
And he will be in self-quarantine for about 2 weeks, you think, right?
That is my understanding, yes.
Because he was in Spain, and there was a big epidemic there too as well.
That's correct. He traveled for over 36 hours getting back to the Camas community with his family. They're all here, but he's not going to engage until that quarantine is over.
And so the declaration will be signed by him under the door, or how is that working?
My understanding is it's going to be an electronic signature.
Okay.
Our city attorney is getting that to him, it'll get returned and then it'll be published. Okay, and to wrap it up, I just basically want to say on behalf of the Camas government and the people that work for the city community, thank you to the parents of the kids that aren't able to go to school and working through that, and the kids need to understand they need to continue to learn, and also the parents need to continue to be a good role model for them. The Camas community is helping those at risk, and I appreciate that. And also thank you to our first responders and the healthcare providers that are helping keep us safe. Thank you.